Hi everyone, I'm back. It's been quite a few months. Before I go into what's been happening, I'm going to say thank you and hello and welcome to my new subscribers. Thank you for joining me, and also my previous subscribers. Thank you for supporting me through this time. Especially those who know me on Facebook. Thank you very much for your kind words and comments. Okay, I'm going to let you know what's been happening. I've been away for a few months, and in the meantime of those months, I have posted some very old YouTube posts of my previous channel from a few years back now. Anyway, what happened is I have been very, very ill, and no, it's not due to COVID. I had a very high blood pressure that we're still trying to figure out where it's coming from, what's actually triggered that off, and it happened all of a sudden. And I couldn't get my blood pressure down, that it got so high that I ended up having a mild heart attack. And so with that, it has been very difficult. I'm now on medication to help me with my blood pressure and my heart. So it's taken a long time. It's taken a lot out of me, a lot of worry and stress and trying to watch my health. But in the background, I have been crafting very mildly and keeping myself busy while I've been recuperating. So that's basically what had happened. And so I needed that time away to just get myself together again and recuperate and get my health back in order, and hopefully we can get the blood pressure down. It is still not out of the woods yet, but I am getting a lot better, and we still haven't figured out what's triggered it off. But yeah, there could be a lot of reasons. We don't know. Anyway, I'm better now, and I have been crafting along a little bit here and there. I've met some wonderful ladies and crafting with them on and off. So that's been wonderful. And yeah, I just came on to show you a few little things that I have been making. Hopefully that you might enjoy it, and perhaps this might help you with some ideas, basically. Okay, the first thing I have been crafting away and making is this particular die. Yes, I have been doing some dies, not a lot, just a few, to keep myself busy anyway. And it's this kind of bow die. It's in the shape of, I believe they're supposed to be antlers, but they look more like snowflakes or something. It is bought on AliExpress. I don't know who the designer was, but it's rather pretty. Really pretty, and like I said, this is the base part of the die, and it's a shaker, and well, that's the base part. This is the shaker bit. Yeah, it takes a little fiddling because the details are quite so intricate, but it does come with a little bow set on the top and a little snowflakey star thing on the middle as well. So this is what they look like and what I've done. This is the shaker version of them right here. I did two, so keep myself busy for a while, just some simple things. But it's like this. I don't know if you can focus it properly. Hopefully the camera will. But that's what it is there. And it is shaker inside it, so little items in there. It's not very loud. Well, that's louder. And it does have a little snowflake. I decorated with some lovely little crystal stickles, sorry, not diamond stickles, but crystal stickles, to make it that really sparkly glow. And this is the shaker part. This is the negative of the shakers that I've used, the inside layering part that I did. I've done the same thing, but I used the foam on top with some cardstock, some beautiful coloured cardstock from the Prima collection. Christmas Sparkle is what I used. So that's what I did there. And again, I've placed the crystal stickles in the middle. So that's the negative part of the little Christmas antler or snowflakey bow, whatever you like to call it. So that's that one there. And they turned out really quite cute, actually. I really like the look of those. Now, this one here is a card that I've made, and it is the lantern card, and it looks like this. Okay, that's what it is altogether. I believe someone called Tracy Farr did a tutorial on this. I think it might have been Nicole Silhouette's dye. I'm not sure. I think she's a designer of it. But I did buy this one. There's another one also, but it's not by the same seller, on AliExpress. This one here, I believe, is from Becky Cat Store, and then there's another one that's by Kay's Craft Store, I think, and it's completely different kind of lantern, but the same sort of thing. So what I did with mine, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. This backing of the cardstock here is from a collection from Kay's Craft. It was a Christmas collection they brought out years and years ago that's no longer around. So I used that as the backing of my Christmas card front. And then I had cut out some poinsettia dye with red cardstock, and I had kind of like doubled the cardstock so to make it really stiff with some glue. And in the middle I used some stamens, some acrylic stamens that I also purchased on AliExpress, and I kind of dabbed a little bit of snow all over it. It's the snow, glitter snow, what they call it. I think it's just called snow, but it's a cream paste, and you just dabble on top. Same with the holly and the berries. I did the same thing. I just cut it out in cardstock and green cardstock, and then dabbed some snow. Again, another poinsettia, and the same with the other kind of holly down here. Now, across the top, I've made a little simple banner, which is basically cutting out on an angle, and I use the now let me think, the hot foil pens. Now you've got to understand there are 3 different measurements of hot foil pens. I think this is a 0.5, I can't remember now, but I think it's the one in between. But it's the hot foil pen, and all I did was take the hot foil pen with my foiling that I bought on AliExpress, cut a piece off of it, some silver foiling, and I kind of like just take on the very edge of the banner, I just kind of rubbed a little bit of the hot foil on top of it with the pen, just to make it that kind of scratchy look. If you can see that across the banner on the top, it's very hard to see, I'm sorry. And then I've cut out in some silver cardstock Merry Christmas and glue that on there as well. The actual lantern itself, now there's a little technique that I used for this. I don't have the cardstock that makes this intricate pattern on the cardstock. What I actually did is I've cut out the overlaying pieces. Now, according to Tracy Farr's tutorial on how to do the lantern, so it's a good thing to pay attention to that because it does help. And also the layering pieces. Now I've got some layering pieces here on the side for you to have a look at. These are the layering pieces I cut out. And what I've done, and I'm going to run through and show you. I didn't punch out all the little holes, so bear with me while I get rid of all these little pieces. Okay, getting there. Now it's just a little something to show you how I did the patterns. And it's very simple. If you have an intricate kind of embossing folder, it doesn't have to be fantastic. Just something with patterns or words can even do it. If you have a nice little embossing folder, which I did have one here, one like this. I mean, this is, I don't know if you can see it, it's not a very good look on it, but any kind of intricate pattern embossing folder, like I said, with words or whatever, it doesn't really matter. It can be flowers, it doesn't really matter. Just place black cardstock is more ideal. That's what it works this way, and I'm going to show you why. You take your black cardstock for an overlay, pop it into your embossing folder. I might put a couple of pieces in there just to show you. I will be using these pieces later on to make another one. So I've got pieces, 3 pieces of my overlay in my embossing folder. I'm going to emboss that. So I've got an old cuddle bug here. So I'll take my embossing folder, pop it into my machine. We're going to roll that through. Let's make some nice patterns. Hopefully it's going to work all right. Mind you, my machine is a very old machine. So, yep, okay. Take these out of the way. Crash bang in the meantime. Sorry about that. Okay, so now I have my pieces embossed. Can you see the embossing? I don't know if you can see it, but it is quite embossed in there. Take those embossing pieces out. Now this is where you'll get your Nuvo paste. If anyone has Nuvo paste, especially the Pearl kind, and I'm using the Nuvo Embellishment Mousse. That's what I've used. I've got this about 4 years ago, and I've had it in my stash that long, but it actually has hardened. Now, if you have problems with Nuvo Mousse and it's hardened, there is another way of doing it. Don't throw it out. And I found not to put water in it. People say, oh, I'll put water in it and it will loosen up. Depending on your climate and, Nuvo Mousse, adding water, it will actually make it go mouldy. And I've actually had it where I've actually had mine go moulding when I add water, even distilled water. I don't know why. I think it's to do with the components of the stuff. I don't know. The weather, the climate that I'm in, I don't know. But I found a good way to soften your Nuvo Mousse and make it long-lasting is add the glycerin. Quite a lot of glycerin, actually. A good 2 or 3 tablespoons of glycerin. Yes, you think it's oily, but amazing, it doesn't actually seep through cardstock. It actually makes it last a little bit longer. So you add some glycerin, about good 2 or 3 tablespoons of glycerin to your Nuvo Mousse, and keep stirring it. And you'll find that the longer you stir, it will become lumpy as you stir along, but keep at it. It will take a long time, but amazingly it will thinner and it will actually combine with the oil, with the glycerin. I shouldn't say oil, with the glycerin. It does harden again over time, but if you keep stirring it again later on, it will resoften and you'll have it long lasting. Like I said, I've had this for a few years. It has glycerin in it. I can put my finger in it and it's not going to go bad. I didn't add any water, just plain glycerin. That's all I did. And it's worked wonderful. And so what I did with this Nuvo Mousse, and mine is the, what one did I have? Mother of Pearl. There we go, Mother of Pearl. So with this black cardstock, I've just taken a little bit of Nuvo Mousse, my Mother of Pearl colour, and just lightly brush along, just on the embossing section, as much as I possibly can. Don't rub it too hard, because you'll press it too hard, it will go all throughout the whole cardboard. Just lightly, so it brings up the embossing patterns, and it comes out really spectacular. It really changes the look of that cardstock, and as you can see, there it is. It's got a lovely shine, as well as bringing out the pattern for the overlay for the lantern. So I'll just do these 3 pieces because I'm going to be using them later on to make another lantern. So while I'm here chatting away, I'm just going to rub some more of this stuff on here. So I've got it half done already. So you just quickly a little bit of a rub on the top of the black cardstock, and it's more working on, it works better, excuse me. Got my words wrong. It works a lot better on dark coloured cardstock, some dark blue, dark purple, and dark black. Really nice black cardstock works really well. Light colours, it won't bring up so much. I mean, you could try. I haven't tried it, but it's more ideal, I'd say, on black cardstock. It really brings out the lovely metallic look into that cardstock, and it really gives the look that it's an old metal. So as you can see, these are my 3 pieces rubbed with the Mother of Pearl Nuvo Mousse. Isn't that a different thing? It's really cool. So this is what I've come up with mine. So I've taken those pieces, as you can see there. Anyway, it's a little tip for you. So that's what I did with mine. I'm just going to clean my finger just a moment. Bear with me for a tick. Can't have the Nuvo Mousse on my cardstock off my fingers, so make sure they're clean. I don't want to get my card filthy. Alright, so that's the metallic look I've done on my lantern. That's how I achieve the lovely pattern design. It's underneath as well, see? That's the pattern design. And inside the lantern, while I'm here talking about it, for the background, it's black cardstock again, following Tracy Farr's tutorial. And at the back, I've placed tiny little not flat back, they're more diamante, but they're Swarovski crystals, really tiny Swarovski crystals. There's a reason for that. Also on the bottom, I've placed a lovely Christmas tree, a little one. This Christmas tree is, where did my ruler go? Here we go. The Christmas tree measures approximately around 6 centimeters or 6.5 centimeters to 7 centimeters tall. That would fit in your card very nicely. On the bottom also, I've placed some snow. It's just shredded plastic pieces used for snow. You can get that anywhere, in any craft shop or any Spotlight or cheapest chip store here in Australia. So I've glued my tree down first, then I've placed the snow. I've glued a little bit of the snow down with some glue, some paper glue, and just pressing it down really firmly, and then adding some loose snow in there so that it will still move around, but it's in there. So that's what I did in there, and I've added a nice little diamante on the very top of my tree. Inside, because this whole thing, believe it or not, lights up. You'll see that in a minute. Inside, I've used fairy lights. Now, Tracy Farr had actually said she had placed some fairy lights in her. If you go and look at her tutorials, I will put the link down below. You'll see her fairy lights are inside. I've used the same kind of fairy lights, but I've glued the whole bundle, and I've just kind of rolled it up in a ball, squished it, and stuck it in the top of the very top of the lantern, and I glued it firmly. So you can just about see the fairy lights in that lantern. So I hope you can anyway, but it's in there. So they're on the top. So then when I go ahead and open it, this is the back door, okay, which allows me to replace the battery, again, according to Tracy Farr's tutorial. And it's just to take that off, the little catch off, and I will turn my battery light on, and it does take 2 button batteries. They're quite large. I don't know what number these are. I believe, no, I can't see the number. It's very hard to see. They are lithium batteries. 2032. It's a 3-volt battery. So there's 2 of those in there. And you close the lid, the backing out, sorry. I haven't placed a sentiment yet. And it looks like this when it's lit up. It looks like magic. So it gives that lovely snow feel, real wintry feel. Kind of odd because you think it's a lantern. Looking inside a lantern, you figure, a Christmas tree, a snow scene. But yeah, that's how I've done it. So I'm sort of like on the outside looking in. But that's my little lantern card. So that's my concept. And, you can come up with other ideas. You can have a lovely little skating scene, or little animals in there, little deer perhaps, something like that. So that's just a little idea of how I did my lantern card. So for that tutorial, there is Tracy Farr. She does a tutorial on the lantern card. She has 2 different types of lantern card tutorials that basically do the same thing. This is just my concept and how I've wanted to create a lantern card as a gift. You wouldn't mail it, you'd put it in a gift box, of course, but yeah, that's my little take on the lantern card. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little tutorial kind of thing, little tip, shall I say, on how I have done the metallic look with black cardstock using the Nuvo Mousse, and yeah, my lantern card, and of course the cute little Christmas bows. So I'll put the link down below for both of these if anyone's interested, and of course the Christmas trees if you want to know where I got those from. Of course Tracy's little tutorial as well. So thank you everyone for watching. Yes, I am back now. I will be posting as often as I possibly can. Not too often because I've got other things to do in my life, but it is getting close to Christmas. So if I don't see anyone before then, or I will just want to wish you all a very happy and peaceful and great Christmas. Hopefully I'll see you before then. Until next time, do take care, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.